Good to be with you. I'm Tony DeCopel. The breaking news right now. Iran hits back, striking major oil and gas facilities across 4 countries. What one analyst described as an Armageddon scenario for global energy, as the Pentagon seeks an additional $200 billion to finish the war.
Obviously, it takes money to kill bad guys.
Also developing tonight, the new warning for air travelers as those long lines continue. The U.S. Transportation Secretary saying air travel will grind to a stop if the shutdown doesn't end, what passengers are now demanding.
Get your act together.
And the search for that missing American college student is over tonight. What was discovered and what we now know. And canceled, The Bachelorette won't be seen this season over allegations of domestic abuse, what ABC is saying tonight. Also the good stuff tonight, March Madness and Fins Up. Fins Up! For the 2 fans keeping the magic alive in college basketball.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Tony DeCopel.
Good evening. The U.S. and Israel have carried out more than 16,000 strikes on Iran, but one target in particular has the world on notice tonight. One analyst calling it my nightmare scenario, my Armageddon. Israel hit a major Iranian gas complex on Wednesday, prompting Iran to strike another major facility in Qatar today, a complex nearly 3 times the size of Paris and responsible for a fifth of the world's liquefied natural gas supply. The regime also warning if its own gas fields are hit again, it will retaliate with, quote, zero restraint. Senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata joins us now. Charlie, good evening.
Hey, good evening to you, Tony. We learned about those numbers that you mentioned in America's war against Iran, but in the war between Israel and Iran, a battle that put this region's oil and gas facilities directly in the firing line. In a dramatic escalation, Iran striking the world's largest liquefied natural gas plant, Ras Laffan, in Qatar, and oil refineries in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. Retaliation for an Israeli attack against one of the world's largest gas fields, South Pars, in Iran, prompting prices to spike and President Trump to berate both sides.
And then,
former Israeli intelligence official Seema Shine told us Iran's targeting of oil and gas facilities shouldn't be a surprise.
They don't have any other choice. That's the only card they have in their hand, and therefore they will do everything, even if it harms themselves.
Further rocket attacks
in Israel's other war against Iranian proxy Hezbollah. A narrow escape for a reporter in Lebanon. Today, the defense secretary said the war is going to schedule.
Our objectives, unchanged, on target, and on plan. Destroy missiles, launchers, and Iran's defense industrial base so they cannot rebuild. Destroy their navy, and Iran never gets a nuclear weapon.
Despite weeks of U.S. and Israeli strikes, Iran continues to strike back. And today, for the first time since this conflict began 3 weeks ago, an American fighter jet likely hit by Iranian fire. As for the assaults on oil and gas facilities in this region, President Trump warned if Iran strikes again, the U.S. will massively blow up the entirety of its main gas and at an amount of strength and power Iran has never seen or witnessed before. His words, Tony.
Charlie, thank you very much. And back in Washington, President Trump also told Israel to hold off on future strikes of Iranian gas facilities, a request Israel says it will follow for now. But there seems to be a lot of fighting left to do, with the Pentagon planning to ask for $200 billion in new funding. Here's senior White House correspondent Weijia Zhang.
Hosting the Prime Minister of Japan in the Oval Office, President Trump downplayed the war's impact on global energy prices.
I thought there was a chance it could be much worse. It's not bad, and it's going to be over with pretty soon.
But here at home, gas prices continue to climb, up 90 cents or 30% since the start of the war. To ease the financial pain, the administration may release more oil from its strategic reserves and remove sanctions on Iranian oil.
We will be using the Iranian barrels against the Iranians to keep the price down for the next 10 or 14 days as we continue this campaign.
Polling shows the majority of Americans oppose the war. At least 13 service members have been killed, including Major Jeffrey O'Brien and Sergeant Declan Cody of Iowa, who were honored today. While Trump claims the conflict is almost complete, the Defense Department is asking for more funding.
Mr. President, if the war is almost over, why is the Pentagon going to ask Congress for an additional $200 billion?
Well, we're asking for a lot of reasons beyond even what we're talking about in Iran. This is a very volatile world, and the military equipment, the power of some of this weaponry is unthinkable.
Trump was asked by a Japanese reporter why he did not tell any allies before attacking Iran.
We didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right?
As the U.S. weighs how far it will go to decimate Iran's military and nuclear capabilities, President Trump said today he is not putting boots on the ground anywhere. But he added, quote, "If I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you, but I'm not putting troops." Tony?
Weijia, thank you very much. President Trump has said Iran must never possess a nuclear weapon. And on that point, Face the Nation moderator and chief foreign affairs correspondent Margaret Brennan spoke today with Rafael Grossi. He's the head of the UN's nuclear watchdog. Margaret, good evening. What did he tell you?
Well, Tony, the IAEA director is here in Washington talking to White House officials about what happens after the bombing campaign ends. He wants his weapons inspectors to secure the nuclear material that Iran has. But Grossi was very clear. It is impossible to destroy Iran's extensive nuclear research programs through military force alone. As he put it, you cannot force Iranian scientists to unlearn what they have already learned. This war will not destroy Iran's nuclear ambitions and capabilities.
I would say anywhere.
Anywhere.
Unless it was nuclear war and you go for destruction in an unfathomable way, which we hope, of course, will never be the case.
President Trump and Israel have talked about the potential of sending special forces in to secure some of this enriched material. How difficult would it be to move these cylinders that are there full of chemicals?
I'm not saying it's impossible. I know that here there are incredible military capacities to do that, but it would be a very challenging operation.
And Grossi said it would be difficult to handle those cylinders buried underground containing uranium gas while we are in the middle of combat operations. But his bottom line, a lot of Iran's program has survived. And Trump will eventually, he says, have to go back to the negotiating table to talk to Iran and whoever is running that country.
Margaret, thank you very much. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is warning that today's long airport security lines are, quote, child's play compared to what we'll see if lawmakers can't agree on a way to fund the Department of Homeland Security. National correspondent Skylar Henry spoke with frustrated travelers at America's busiest airport in Atlanta. Skylar, good evening.
Hey, Tony, good evening to you. 34 days into this partial shutdown, TSA officers are frustrated as checkpoints across the country are closed tonight at certain airports, including one here in Atlanta. Others are buckling with the surge of travelers.
It's hurry up and wait at the nation's airports as flyers were greeted with another day of long lines, and TSA officers continue to work without receiving their pay.
Yeah, the airport doesn't run without them.
Staffing shortages shut down several checkpoints at airports in Houston and Philadelphia, leading to lines that snaked around the concourse.
Well, I don't know what the holdup is, but these people need to get paid.
While in Atlanta, hour-long lines had flyers frustrated Congress isn't taking action.
Kind of seems like maybe we should stop the political games and kickball and just fund an essential service like this.
TSA says more than 10% of officers across the country called out Wednesday and warned it will get worse.
We're not Republicans, we're not Democrats, we're not independents.
We're just people that come to work every day to do our job.
My colleague Caitlin Huey Burns pressed lawmakers on Capitol Hill about the political impasse.
What's it going to take to get people paid?
I think it's really despicable that there are people that are unwilling to try to figure out what that pathway is forward when they themselves are getting a paycheck.
We ran into Georgia Republican Congressman Mike Collins on his way home from D.C.
It's time to fund this agency, especially when we've got an armed conflict going on in the Middle East.
But the message from regular people?
Get it together. While y'all fly privately, this is what we're having to deal with.
And for the most part, flyers that we have spoken with throughout the day today say that they have taken heed of the warning, arriving hours before their scheduled flights. Still, however, with no deal in D.C. in sight, they say that the best that they can do, Tony, is have a plan and hope for the best.
That's it, Skylar. Thank you very much. We turn now to Spain with an update on that University of Alabama student who went missing while visiting friends there. Authorities say they found his body today in the Mediterranean Sea. Lee Canary has new developments from Barcelona.
The search for Jimmy Gracie ending in heartbreak tonight as police in Spain confirm they've found a body. The University of Alabama student traveled to Barcelona for spring break and was last seen here early Tuesday morning at a popular nightclub on the city's famous waterfront. According to local reports, Gracie may have left the club with a woman. When he didn't return to his Airbnb the next morning, his friend sounded the alarm. Police opened an investigation and started the search. More than 2 days passed before divers located a person in the water near the club where Gracie was last seen. Details of how this tragedy happened are still unclear. Gracie was the eldest of 5 siblings and served as the chaplain for Alabama's Theta Chi fraternity.
It's a heartbreaking situation. He serves as a mentor for a lot of our younger guys.
We understand Jimmy Gracie's father is here in Barcelona tonight, and the Gracie family issued a statement to CBS News just moments ago saying they are heartbroken and struggling to come to terms with an unimaginable loss. Tony?
Lee Canary reporting tonight from Barcelona. Lee, thank you very much. Back here, a Boston police officer was arrested today and charged with manslaughter in a deadly shooting last week. Nicholas O'Malley is accused of firing 3 shots through the window of a stolen car, killing a carjacking suspect inside. Dozens of fellow officers filled the courtroom in support of O'Malley as he was charged today. He pleaded not guilty. And in Michigan today, newly released images from that attack on a Jewish synagogue and preschool last week. They include a photo of the attacker holding an assault-style rifle and apparently dressed for battle. Correspondent Jonah Kaplan has our update.
The smoke pouring from one of America's largest synagogues hardly told the whole story. Newly released images show just how destructive the fire was inside after a gunman armed with gasoline and explosives drove his truck into the building. Temple Israel shared these photos, charred memories spanning generations, a traumatic moment frozen in time. CBS News has learned the truck stopped only steps away from a room with 24 small children inside. Everyone got out safely. We obtained this photo of the attacker, Ayman Ghazali, a naturalized citizen who lived in nearby Dearborn Heights. A U.S. official tells CBS News he sent it to his family in Lebanon shortly before the attack. 4 of his relatives were killed in an Israeli drone strike earlier this month, including 2 brothers who were part of a Hezbollah rocket unit.
And there was the one security guard who was hurt, but now he's home from the hospital. And Tony, the synagogue, it's not missing a beat even without a building. They continue to offer services and other functions, but they're doing it at a country club that's actually run by Iraqi Christians.
How about that? Jonah, thank you very much. Still ahead on the CBS Evening News, a reality TV star under fire and out of a job after video surfaces of a violent episode. We're back with a big shakeup for fans of reality TV tonight. The upcoming season of ABC's Bachelorette pulled following newly surfaced video of its latest star in a violent rage. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti has the latest from Los Angeles. Jonathan, good evening.
And Tony, good evening to you. The Bachelorette was slated to premiere on ABC this Sunday. The network has now confirmed the show will not go on. This after video from 2023 leaked today showed Bachelorette star Taylor Frankie Paul attacking her then boyfriend Dakota Mortensen. The video is disturbing. In it, you see Paul tackle and kick Mortensen during an argument. The violence escalates with Paul picking up several metal stools and throwing them at Mortensen with her child in the room crying. The video leaked to TMZ followed allegations earlier this week of domestic abuse. Paul, while doing publicity ahead of the premiere and before the video leaked, acknowledged she was, quote, struggling with the reports. She eventually pulled out of the publicity, abruptly canceling an appearance on Jimmy Fallon. The Bachelorette has been on the air since 2003. In a statement, a spokesperson for Disney Entertainment said, in light of the newly released video just surfaced today, we have made the decision not to move forward with the new season of The Bachelorette at this time, and our focus is on supporting the family. It's unclear what will fill the show slot. Paul also appears on the reality show The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which has also been paused as well, Tony.
All right, Jonathan, thank you very much. Coming up next, a fire in one of the nation's busiest tunnels. One of the busiest traffic tunnels in the nation came to a standstill today. A car caught fire inside the Lincoln Tunnel connecting New York and New Jersey. And wouldn't you know it, you can see some brave souls trying to sneak by in the lane right next to the burning vehicle. Braver than me. Authorities did close the tunnel briefly. It has since reopened. And is this what the future is going to be like? Staff at a restaurant in California had to restrain a dancing robot recently after it smacked a table and startled customers. One worker grabbed a handle on the robot's neck, then fumbled with a control pad. And while they did eventually get it wrangled, one wonders why not a big red off button? Gotta love the apron on the robot, though. It says, I'm good. I'm not. And at what point did this possum realize it had taken a wrong turn, ending up on a shelf of plush toys inside an airport in Australia? It does look a bit surprised to be there, and its new friends, not any help at all. It was a shopper, by the way, who noticed this very real-life possum. Definitely not the souvenir you want to take home to the kids. The airport got him out safely. Still ahead, the good stuff. Meet the guys behind Fins Up. We are back with the good stuff, and if you worry that college basketball has lost some of its magic, that this era of players getting paid and transferring schools means that some of the old romance is gone, well, then meet David Pochapin and Cameron Kaufman. Old friends from high school, they've always loved the college game with its upsets and Cinderella moments. So when they went looking for a local New York school to root for, they found Long Island University. The Sharks had just 3 wins in that 2023 season, and what felt like 0 die-hard fans.
Why an underdog and not one of the many top dogs around?
I think that David and I were excited to be in a place where we thought we could make even the slightest of a difference.
Since then, they've not only cheered from the stands, they've built a movement with this move, turning every Sharks free throw into a moment.
Now we've created this atmosphere that's not only this exciting atmosphere at the Shark Tank, but you have people that are coming to game just saying one of the free throws, which is, it'd be like if you're going to an NFL game hoping for like holding penalties. So it's pretty funny.
Tony, he's selling himself short though. He yells Fins Up so perfectly that it leads to the synchronization being as good as it is.
Fins Up! It's so good, other schools like the University of Nebraska have adopted their own version. And the Sharks are winners again, punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament. While Cameron and David credit the players along with the coach, former NBA All-Star Rod Strickland, the fans always matter. And as long as college basketball has fans like them, the magic of college basketball will be there. LIU, by the way, plays #1 seed and maybe champion overall at the end, Arizona, tomorrow. But you know what? Fins up. That's another day in America. I'm Tony DeCopel. CBS Sports presents March Madness next. Good night.